All right, listen, it is very possible to come out of a toxic relationship feeling like you have given up, like you just stopped fighting for the relationship, fighting for love, fighting for togetherness, fighting for making something work, and it can make you feel like a loser, like you've lost, like you've given up, like you've put your tail between your legs and just hightailed it out of there, ran away. And toxic, narcissistically abusive people might have something to do with you feeling like you have run. We're going to correct this ill thinking in this message. My name is Kevin, and this is the Royal We. Now, what we need to understand, first of all, is that you are not too afraid to fight for something that is good and is right, okay? Fighting is natural, and it is in each and every one of us. We fight for those that we love. We would fight for ourselves if we were being attacked by a stranger or a wild animal. There's a natural desire there for self-preservation. You're going to fight in that situation. So you will fight for people you love. You will fight for certain causes in life. The military sends people out and they fight, okay? Officers of law and different types of organizations, they fight, all right? Fighting is sometimes what needs to be done. You also have that fight in you. You fight for people you love. Now, keep this in mind because this is different than fighting with people for love. And this is how toxic people twist it. So again, I'm going to repeat this, the difference. Fighting for people you love, including yourself, versus fighting with people for love. Huge difference between the two, okay? So fighting for people you love. Once again, this comes out of just self-preservation, living your life according to a color code of awareness, which we should all do. And it doesn't mean we go out looking for fights, not like bullies or not like punks or not like thugs or not like gangs. We don't do that type of stuff. But living in a color code of awareness, picking and choosing battles, being wise, and the best fight obviously is the fight that you're never in, right? Learning how to get out of situations, okay? That's also very much a part of self-preservation. But living according to a color code of awareness, right? Where white is not aware at all. That's typically how we get into bad situations. The color code of yellow means you're aware wherever you go. You have an eye open for shady-looking individuals or characters or whatever, and you start to remove yourself from the situation, the toxic environment. Color code of orange is that you've recognized a possible threat. There's somebody in the room that you sense has bad intentions, so you are on guard. And then obviously the color code of red is there is a fight about to happen and you are either in that fight or you're out of there. This is living your life according to a color code of awareness. And this is a part of being able to fight for those who you love. Now, it's easy when you come out of toxic relationships to feel like you are too afraid to fight. But that's, again, because they have confused what you're fighting for. This is why you feel like you're afraid. The reality is the only person you should be afraid of in a fight is yourself. I'm afraid of myself in a fight. I'm not afraid of anybody else. I'm afraid that I wouldn't know when to stop, if this makes sense. I'm afraid that once that gets kicked in, I'm afraid that I wouldn't know when to quit. That's what terrifies me is myself in a fight. And that should be your biggest fear of fighting as well, is that you just won't know when to stop, right? And the reality is this is why we reserve our right to fight. We reserve that for when it's really needed, when we know for certain that it doesn't matter whether or not we know when or when not to stop. Because we're fighting for a particular reason, because there's a real danger. Now, toxic, abusive people, they change this up. And you're no longer fighting because there's a real threat in your life necessarily. They put you in this mindset of where you're fighting with people for love instead of fighting for people you love. You're fighting with people for love. Fighting becomes a way in which you prove that you're worthy of love. Or that you're deserving of their love in their sick and twisted minds. And there's no love behind that. The reality is anybody who wants to put you in a position of having to fight in order to win their love and affection. They're doing this because they do not love or have any affection or care or concern for you. And this is where we see toxic, abusive people. This is their life. And so what, as a result, and how many of you have heard this or have felt this in your relationships? I remember listening to an interview between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And I try not to listen to that stuff. It's so messy. But in one of the comments that Amber Heard made, as Johnny Depp was saying in this recording, listen, I don't want to fight. And her response was, no, this is what we do. We fight. And you just want to run away. But no, we fight and we work things through. And this is how we have a good relationship. And you can see the narcissism in her mind just spinning. No, this is how we have love. We fight, and you prove to me, you fight me in order to prove that you're deserving of my love. That's where she was going with that. Where did this come from? That's disturbing. But yet this is the cultural toxicity of narcissism, where you fight with people for love. So, no. This is why we're confused, and this is why we're out. And I want to encourage you and say, listen, don't feel weak for leaving. Don't feel weak for walking away. Don't feel like you're a quitter, because you're not. You simply realize, what in the world am I fighting for? You toxic people want us to fight for their love? Heck no. You either have love and are kind, or you're not. In which case, you just sever that tie. There's no sense, there's no reason to fight to win somebody's love. If it's not there, it won't be there with your fighting. All that's going to happen is you're going to traumatize them and create a victim out of them, which is partly what they want as well. Narcissists don't care about you. Toxic people are not interested in having a relationship with you. They want to bring a fight out of you so that, number one, you can earn their love, which will never happen, or two, it traumatizes them so that they can feel like they have beat, again, their traumas that they've experienced in life. They want that. They want to feel bigger than their traumas in life, and this is why they drag you into it so that you can traumatize them. It's a no-win situation. There is nothing to fight for. So again, remember this key thing, right? Fighting is for people you love. It is not with people for love. You should never have to fight for someone to love you. Listen, my name is Kevin. I want to be a part of your healing journey. Visit www.jointheroyalwe.com, where you can schedule one-on-one time with me. We could do a telephone call, a FaceTime, a call, or even a text message. It's up to you. Also, every Monday night is Royal We Live Chat. This is an opportunity to call me for free, and you can chat with people who are going through the issues that you are. You can find the link to that channel down below. Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Central Time is the all-new Royal We Fellowship. This is an in-depth Bible study. It is, unlike any church you've been a part of, we are applying the Bible to our understanding of the toxicity of this world. And we are on the ground floor of that. We are working our way through from Genesis all the way through the end of the Bible. So join us Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. Central Time. Find the links to these channels down below, and I'll be back with more videos right here on the Royal We.